Let us go to our first guest of the day. What a performance, what a win in the main event of UFC Mexico City this past weekend. An absolute coming out party, if you will. A lot of people excited about him. You've seen the clip of Ilia Topuria talking about him. You've seen the interaction with Jon Jones. He is very much a player in the 125-pound division. When you do that to Brandon Moreno, you are a player. He is the one and only Lonnie Kavanagh. I do believe I'm getting that correct, and he is kind enough to join us right here and now. There he is. Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you very much for having me.
It's great to have you on. We've been going back and forth. I want to get it out of the way. Please tell us, from your lips to our ears, correct way to pronounce your name.
It's either Lonnie or Lon is fine, whichever you prefer.
Okay, because there were different variations over the weekend, and I like to get it right. So Lonnie or Lon?
Yeah, perfect.
What do you prefer?
Either, to be honest with you. As long as it's not anything else, then we're good.
All right. And the name, where does it come from? And especially the spelling as well. LONE''ER.
Yeah, it's a Chinese name. So my mom's half Chinese, so that's where it came from.
And what does it mean?
In Chinese, it's pronounced Long Yi, and it means like dragon's son.
I love that. Have you felt that way? Like as a kid, did you relate to the meaning of the name?
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously as a kid, everyone pronounced it wrong. So
yeah,
I was a bit embarrassed of it as a kid, but growing up, I've definitely felt the meaning behind it.
What did they say? They called you probably like Loner?
I've had everything. Yeah. Loner, Lonia, everything.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in London.
You grew up in London, but correct me if I'm wrong, your father is of Irish descent?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay, so is he born in Ireland?
So my dad had a bit of a mad story. So my dad's, he's Irish by genetics, but he was adopted when he was younger by like a Japanese family. So that's how he got into like martial arts and stuff like that. And he went down that route. But he's from an Irish descent, yeah.
Okay. And so that's a lot of, that's Ireland, that's obviously English, Chinese. Who did you associate with the most? Who did you feel like the greatest connection to as a kid growing up?
Probably more Chinese and English, because my mum, I grew up with a single mum. I was like growing up with a lot of Chinese heritage, but obviously because I grew up in England, I feel very close to like English culture as well.
Okay, there's your mom right there, and you're pretty young in that photo, right?
Yeah. I think I was like 18.
Okay, which belt is that?
That is Rise of Champions belt. It's like an amateur belt. It's my first ever title.
Wow. When did you start getting into martial arts? How old were you?
Ooh, I started martial arts when I was 8.
Okay.
I started properly when I was 8, but I was surrounded from it from a very young age.
And was that kickboxing off the bat, or was it something else?
So I actually started with like some Korean-styled martial arts, which looking back on it was basically MMA.
Okay.
But then I went into kickboxing after that.
And who introduced you to that when you were that young?
My mum did. So I was a bit of a fat kid.
Okay.
So to lose weight, my mum forced me into martial arts. I say forced me. She had to like kick me into it to begin with, and then when I started it, I loved it ever since. So I just kept with it.
Okay, and when you were like very, very early on, were you saying I didn't want to be a part of this? Like, let me quit.
At the beginning, I was scared of it as a kid because my dad used to teach it, so I used to like go to his like club, but I never joined in. I don't know why. I was a bit of a scaredy cat. But then as soon as my mom kind of forced me into it, I loved it. I don't know why I didn't like it beforehand.
Okay. When you were a young boy, your father passed away, right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Obviously, tough for a youngster or anyone at any age. How old were you?
I was 6.
Okay.
I passed away.
Do you have memories of him?
Yeah, I have really good memories of him. So it's, I feel very blessed like to be able to have those memories.
And now with this journey that you've been on and the way that you entered into martial arts and now you finally make it to the UFC and then you get this opportunity, how would you describe the last few days for you? It felt to me like this was a coming out party for you. Like if you were somewhat unaware of who Lonnie Kavanagh was, you're aware of him now. To go to Mexico and beat a former champion, and it feels like it's now all coming together. I think you're ranked 6 now all of a sudden in the UFC. What's it been like to see all these things come together for you in this short amount of time? I know the journey hasn't been short, but for it to come with this short notice fight, go there, beat the former champ, do as well as you did, and now it seems like so many people are talking about you.
It's been crazy to say the least. A lot's happened in a short amount of time, but I'm very grateful for it, you know.
When you got the call that they were offering you this opportunity against Brandon, here are some of the photos. How many days or weeks was it before the fight?
It was 3 weeks before the fight.
And you were scheduled to fight in March at the Apex.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were out of shape. It doesn't look like you're the type of guy that gets out of shape much these days, but it wasn't like you were just kind of sitting around.
No, yeah. So I had a fight booked for the 14th of March. And I actually started that camp 2 weeks earlier anyway.
Wow.
So it actually worked out really well, you know?
You're coming off a loss to Charles Johnson. When you get a call, you know, you think probably you're going to work your way back up. When you get a call to fight on short notice against Brandon Moreno in Mexico, what is your initial reaction?
I'm very shocked, but I'm also I'm just very pleased, you know? Like, firstly, I felt, you know, it means a lot that the UFC called me. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird one because, like, you know, I'm a religious man. And I prayed to God the night before, like, thanking him for opportunities and stuff. And then felt like he just went, cool, yeah, you want opportunities, have this one. So then we ended up here.
Wow, unbelievable. So you didn't think twice, there were no reservations, there were no doubts?
No, so obviously, you know, you got to talk it through your team first, like the logistics of everything. And I trust my team with my life, you know. I feel like I have the best team in the world. And whatever they say it's a good fight, we're doing it. So I was game from then.
Sometimes when you suffer your first pro loss, there's a hit to your confidence as well. What was your confidence like as you were preparing for this? When you had those few days, but you're sitting, you know, you're at night, your head is on the pillow, you're thinking, you're dreaming. You know, you suffered a traumatic thing in your last fight back in August. And so what were you feeling? How were you feeling about yourself as you were preparing now for the biggest fight of your life?
Of course, yeah. Like, I always get nervous. Anytime I accept a fight, anytime, you know, I think about fighting, it makes me nervous, but also makes me excited, you know? And those are like the moments that I live for, if that makes sense. Like, it feels good. It's a good feeling, and it's a scary feeling at the same time.
And so when did you get there to Mexico? Because you have to have some time to acclimate, right, to the high elevation. How much time, you know, sometimes people go like a month out. What did you do?
So I flew out just over 2 weeks before the fight. I had to sort out some stuff in the UK before flying out, and then as soon as I could, I flew out.
Did you feel like that was enough time?
Yeah, I do. I felt fit in the fight. I felt fit there. Obviously, everyone talks about altitude, and but I didn't feel it as much as I thought it would. So
okay,
it was good.
What did you feel in the in the closing moments before the walk? Before, you know, you're in the locker room, main event, Brandon Moreno. Were you more nervous than usual? Didn't look like you were, but just curious what was going on, you know, before the lights were on you.
I don't think I was more nervous than usual. Obviously, like, it is a big moment, but I feel like I'm very good at not deep in situations, as in, like, you know, I just take one thing at a time and then I end up in the situation. And, you know, having my whole team behind me in the locker room, it felt really good.
There was a clip that emerged on Sunday that I had never seen before, but I guess found out later that it was not from this particular fight. But it's basically, you're about to walk out, they're telling you to walk, and your coach is saying, like, no, wait for a specific moment. This is your time. Walk when you want to, walk when the beat hits, whatever. Do you do that for every fight, or was that just one moment there? Because I thought it was awesome, and I thought when I first saw it, was like, look at this guy. He gets a short notice fight, it's the main event, he's going to decide when he walks, like he's owning the moment. But then come to find out it was a previous fight. So can you tell me the story behind that?
Yeah, so that was actually for my UFC debut.
Wow.
And my coach, Ash Grimshaw, he was, you know, you only ever get one UFC debut, so you gotta take your time and soak it all in, you know. And for your first ever UFC fight, you want your walkout to be perfect, and he made sure of that.
Do you do that now for every fight? Like, do you wait? Do you consciously wait, or was it just for that moment that he told you to do that?
I do it for every fight now, you know. I feel like the walkout and the feeling is very important. So you got to go when you want to go. And, like, you got to go exactly to the time of your music, you know.
I love that. Have you watched the fight again?
I haven't watched the whole fight. I've watched like bits of it. I need to go over the whole fight.
How do you feel about it? What you accomplished out there?
Yeah, obviously, I feel amazing, and for me, there's always things to take away from it. So I'm looking forward to going back to training and talking about it with my coaches. But yeah, it was just a surreal experience.
What are a lesson or two that you learned from that experience?
Like at the moment, there's still loads of things to work on from like my last fight beforehand and this fight. But that's what I want to do. I want to be able to just keep trying to level up every fight.
The performance, then the win, and then we see you backstage speaking to Jon Jones on FaceTime, and it seemed like he like took your breath away, like you couldn't even speak to him. And then you get the 100K bonus. What does that feel like right here? What does this moment feel like to get that type of validation, saying that he watched you and that he was so impressed with you, one of the greatest of all time, Jon Jones?
Yeah, it's also I'm still not so much now, but I'm still scared that I'm gonna wake up and this hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
I'm about to fight. I feel like everything that's happened, fighting Brandon in firstly fighting a legend, fighting him in his home city, winning the fight with a 100K bonus, then speaking to Jon Jones on the phone. It's just, yeah, I didn't even know how to put it to words.
This is you finding out that you got the 100K. How big is that?
Yeah, it's a surreal thing for me. I have like a little, I don't know why I'm saying this. So I have like a little vision board at home, and on the vision board, it's one of my goals was to get my first ever UFC bonus, and it came at an amazing time.
Can I ask what else is on the board?
A lot of stuff. I can see it now. It's just like one of them was win my next fight in a spectacular fashion, break into the top 10, get my first ever UFC bonus, and then always give thanks to God. So, it's I feel like I've ticked off a few.
You did all of them.
Yeah.
In that one fight.
I know, it's crazy. I've got to rub them out and make some new ones now.
Is there a UFC champion on there?
There will be, yeah. There will be.
You 100%. Haven't put it yet.
You know what? These are my goals for the year.
Gotcha.
And now I'm going to have to add it.
Well, now that you beat a guy like Brandon Moreno, who's still very much a player in this division, I mean, he looked great in his last fight. How far away do you think you are from that discussion?
Hopefully not far. Hopefully not far at all. Brandon's a legend. He was two-time world champ, and I like to think that I proved that I belong within the top 10.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like one fight, max two?
Hopefully, yeah. I for me, I want to get to the top as quick as possible. I told my manager Jose, ever from signing him, I want to become champ within the first 2 years of being in the UFC. So I want to do whatever I can to get there as quick as I can. So whatever they say, I'm game for.
So 2 years, I think, would be November of 2026.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so we still got some time. We've got 7 more months.
Yeah, we got a bit of time.
Yeah, and obviously the belt is being defended in a little over a month. The new champ, Joshua Van against Tatsuro Taira. Who do you think wins that fight?
For me, it's a tough one. My head says Taira, but with Van, you can never count him out. And he's a champ for a reason. So my head says Taira, but my heart says Van at the same time.
Okay, wow. What do you think happens if Van fights Pantoja again? Obviously, they fought once, but it really didn't amount to much, right? It was just a quick thing.
So, again, it's a tough one. Pantoja's a legend. He was champ for so long. But selfishly, I want the new blood to come up. So I couldn't say.
It feels like there's an influx of new blood at 125.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like flyweight is really interesting all of a sudden, I feel like.
Yeah, and obviously, I'm biased. I think it's the best division in the UFC now. I feel like it's very exciting. It's forever changing as well. It's not stagnant at all, and I feel like there's a lot of young talent coming up.
Not that long ago, they were trying to get rid of it, and now here it is. Thank God they didn't, because it's doing great. If it were up to you, who would be next?
I don't know yet, to be honest with you. I don't watch much UFC, so okay. I need to speak to my coaches and see who they think. But again, I'm game for whatever.
How come? Why don't you watch much UFC?
Because I've done martial arts, I feel like, for the majority of my life. When I'm at home watching stuff, I like just zoning out from it, because I feel like I love my life and I love what I do. But when you're at home and you're chilling, it's just like a nice little break. You know, I live, breathe, and sleep martial arts. So when I'm at home watching things, I like doing something a little bit different.
Okay. Like what's your favorite thing to do that's outside of the MMA world?
I just love chatting. I don't know if I can swear here.
Yeah.
I just like chatting shit with the boys, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, I have good friends. And yeah, just like chilling with them. I like binging on Netflix, walking my dogs, everything.
How many dogs?
I've got one dog myself, but
Okay.
I also take my mom's dog for a walk as well.
Gotcha. Do you live with your mom?
No, I don't.
Okay, but nearby?
Yeah, very close.
Okay. What's going on? What's business like over at ninjashitonly.com?
It's I don't know, actually. I don't actually run it.
You don't? I thought this was your store.
This is my store, but my coach helps me with the stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you'd have to ask him, to be honest with you.
I dig it. I dig the name.
Thank you.
I like that. One of your coaches is Brad Pickett, right?
That is correct, yeah.
The legend, One Punch.
Yeah, legend.
Did you watch him when he was in the UFC?
I did. I've known Brad since I was like 12 years old. So I watched him, but I also grew up with him at the same time.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Your win on Saturday came 10 years and 1 day after his last fight. His last career win, February 27, 2016, over Francisco Rivera. Your win came 10 years and 1 day after his last win.
I did not know that as a six.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's very crazy.
So you've taken the baton and going with it, which I love. And your story, like I said, just trying to learn more about you because this is the first time that we get a chance to speak to you. Is it true that you were, when you were young, when you were 11, you were hit by a car?
Yes, yeah, it is true.
What happened?
Yeah. What was I doing? I was out. I think I was out with some friends, and I was crossing what we have in the UK as a zebra crossing, right, which is like a pedestrian walk that cars are supposed to stop for you. And as I'm about to cross, the car didn't stop.
Damn.
And yeah, it just hits me.
How bad was it?
Lucky, you know what? As martial arts saved my life, as in like, because I did martial arts, I knew how to break fall at the time. So I managed to break my fall, which I imagine saved me quite a lot of damage. I had like a little bit of like internal bleeding and stuff like that, but I'd like to think it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Wow. Traumatic. How long did it take for you to recover from all of that?
Quite a few months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you didn't do anything, right? Activity, sport, anything like that?
No, I had to take a lot of time out. I didn't go to school.
Wow.
Didn't go to much. Yeah, I didn't go training. I just had to recover.
Well, how much time did you miss from school, and what did you do instead?
I'm pretty sure I probably tried to miss more time than I needed to. But yeah, like a few weeks. My mum's a very strict Asian mum, so as soon as I could get up, I was back at school. So yeah, but definitely a few weeks.
How much does she love all of this? Does she watch all your fights? Does she try to go to as many as possible? How is she towards you being a pro MMA fighter?
Yeah, she knew I wasn't going to be any good at school, so she's very happy, and my mom's very supportive. As long as I'm happy with doing what I'm doing, then she's happy.
If we would have spoken back in August when that fight against Charles Johnson happened, could you have ever predicted things would turn out this way just a few months later?
No, not at all. That's why I feel like I'm very blessed. So yeah, life is crazy,
What was your takeaway from that fight? What went wrong?
There's a few. Not taking anything away from Charles. He's a great fighter, but like I made mistakes. I stepped back with my hands down like an idiot, and so stuff like that. Working on inside boxing, getting comfortable, being a bit more in the pocket, so I'm not always having to be in and out all the time. Just a lot of stuff like that. I feel like I took away a lot from that fight.
Is that one you want back at some point?
Yeah, I'm definitely down. My overall goal is to get to the top, but I'd also like to get back in the process.
It's wild. He has a win over Joshua Van, and you, it's crazy, and yet you guys are at this point further along than him.
Yeah. Again,
it's a weird sport.
Yeah, it is a weird sport. Again, I'm very grateful.
How quickly do you want to return?
As soon as I can. Obviously, couple niggles here and there, and as soon as those are healed, I'm down to get back in there.
And maybe we have to give some love and credit to the great Ilia Topuria, who was on the Joe Rogan show, giving you love like a year ago or so, right? What was that like when you saw that? And this has been resurfaced now.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Like, Ilia is one of my favorite fighters, and he was before I met him. And then to manage to meet him in London and him coming backstage before my fight in London was a dream come true. It was surreal.
You both share the same manager.
Yes, we both share. Jose Diaz.
Yeah. So was that the connection? Is that how you got on his radar?
I think so. Yeah. Jose, is probably talking about me, and then yeah.
When you saw that clip of him talking about you, saying that you're going to be a future star and all that, initially in the moment, I'm sure a bunch of people probably sent it to you, and it was a big deal. What did that make you feel like?
Yeah, it made me feel really cool.
Yeah.
But it sounded too much. It was cool to see,
Did he reach out to you after this win?
He hasn't.
Okay. I'm sure he will. And I'm sure he was watching. And I'm sure he's proud that you're making him look good. You're making his prophecy look very accurate.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Well, great to meet you. Congratulations. All the best. Continued success. And thank you, most importantly, for clearing up how to properly pronounce your name. Lon or Lonnie?
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
Lovely. All the best to you. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you, sir.
There he is. Lonnie Kavanagh. Huge win for him. Now ranked in the top 6 of the UFC's flyweight division. Amazing stuff. Really amazing. And very much looking forward to seeing his rise. Very much looking forward to seeing his rise. Let me get that right. Is it right? Yeah, 6. Well, he went from not ranked to 6th.
Big risk.
Big reward.
Fighting on short notice. Big reward, Fighting in Mexico City against Brandon Moreno at elevation, unranked. Look, kudos to Brandon Moreno for taking on all comers too, but took a shot and deserves to have that ranking.
Yeah, and he looked so crisp. He looked so good fighting in the main event, fighting in what was a 5-round fight at elevation in Mexico City against a guy who is, so good and such a legend and has done it all and has seen it all. Really an impressive win. It's been a minute since we've seen someone take a risk like that and just completely change the trajectory of their career. And oh, by the way, coming off a knockout loss and his first pro loss to Charles Johnson, an amazing story, an amazing turn of events. He took the opportunity, he went for it, and ultimately, what's the worst that happens? All right, you lose to Brandon, and no one wants that. But look at the other side of the coin. Look at the byproduct. He's now ranked 6th. Brandon's ranked tied for 7th. He moved down. So there's Horiguchi there, Royval's there, Tyra, Manel, Pantoja. Interesting times, new blood, fresh faces at 125 pounds. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.